Hey there, good morning. So number one, I can't believe that I'm even sitting here, that I even paid attention to my alarm when it went off this morning. And this morning, my house is pretty quiet, so I'm really grateful for that, but I literally am running on 2 hours sleep. So it is kind of amazing that I'm sitting here right now, but I just popped out of bed and went, I've got to go do conscious coffee. So even though I know that some people may find this one hard to believe, that after 2 hours, here I am. So I'm actually kind of feeling pretty good, although I do think that after my cup of coffee, I might take a nap after the kids go to school and everything. But this morning, well, I have to say, yesterday, hey, good morning, Amy. Good morning, Addison. Yesterday, it was a very unique, interesting day, of which I can't share a whole lot about because of legal binding contracts. But hey, good morning, Steve. But I do want to share one of the things, it seems that what conscious coffee does, at least for me, that I've noticed over the last, I guess it's been like 5 months now of doing conscious coffee, is that the day before each conscious coffee, I have a theme running, and I'm noticing that there's definitely more themes in my life and my day, and maybe that's part of me becoming a little bit more consciously aware to really see that every day is a theme. Hey, good morning, John. But yesterday's theme was more based on emotion and everywhere from different things. Hey, good morning, Maurice. Goodness, everybody's awake. But I was working with a couple, and I was working with this couple, and it was really, really interesting to me how they shut down their emotion, how they did not want to tap into their heart space with each other at all. And, I see this a lot in my work where I'm working with a couple, and typically though it's one-sided. In this case, it was very much two-sided. But a lot of the times what I see with couples is that one person just is holding their heart closed so much that they can't even appreciate what they're feeling. They can't even tap into sensations in their body. And that makes for a very, very interesting place, because if we can't tap into sensation in our body, and you might be saying, well, what the heck does she mean by sensation? Well, sensation is different than feeling. Our feelings are our feelings. There's, these things that rise up inside of us. Typically, when we say feelings, we are thinking of emotion and what the emotional state is. And then we have the sensation, which is the actual physical sensation of things happening in our body. So let's take something exciting like turn on, okay? So we have turn on, and you actually have the emotion of turn on. So that means that you have the thoughts of that you're attracted to somebody, you're thinking about, some sexy thing, you're craving them, you have all this turned on thought towards that person. And then with that comes this emotion. So maybe you really care for this person a lot. So with that turn on, your heart does open, and you have love feelings. You have desire feelings. All this, maybe you feel a little bit of pain to the turn on because you can't have what you're wanting in that moment. And then the sensation, the physical sensation might be, butterflies in your stomach, warmth in your groin. Maybe your palms get a little bit wet. Maybe your mouth gets extra with more saliva in it, or maybe your mouth dries up because of nervousness or something. Whatever that is, it really is that's the sensation versus the emotion and the feeling, the more of the thinking and emotional aspect of it. So back to this couple. So this couple that I was working with, that kind of made me think about this. I guess I went to bed thinking about him. I went to bed thinking about a lot of things, but I went to bed thinking about this couple because how strange yesterday was. But as I analyzed them, and I had at one point, I had even said, what are some of the sensations that come up in your body? And I do this a lot with couples, right? But one of them was this, I don't feel anything. I don't have any sensation in my body. The number one, bullshit. We always have sensation in our body. We always have something going on. But couldn't even tap into that. And the expression with that was a very just closed expression with I don't have any sensation. When asking about emotion, what I was noticing was that it was very surface level. There was no depth to the emotion. There was just like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, everything's great. Good, great. All right. These are wonderful words, absolutely wonderful words, but they do not necessarily take us to the level of truly connecting and aligning to what is going on inside of us when we say, oh yeah, that's good, it's great. I mean, think about when you say, I'm good, I'm great. There's not a whole lot of emotion behind it. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm okay, it's all okay, it's fine, okay, good, great. Emotionless, sensationless. To actually go, oh my gosh, this you're not going to believe it. This whole thing happened, blah, 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 blah. And you get into it because now you're thinking about it, you're feeling it, and then the sensations rise up in you. So especially in couples work, I normally anticipate, or at least I should say that I desire to see from a couple something more like that. When, like, what's your love life like? Oh my gosh, like it is freaking amazing. We have this much sex going on and we spend so much time together and it's so playful. Or you might go, well, we're really slacking there right now. We're not connecting very well. That right there tells me, if there's that sensation. What's the sensation in your body? Oh, there's a restriction in my heart. There's a feeling of guilt, of fear, of anxiety going on. That kind of stuff is what you normally have. Not, I don't really feel anything. I don't really feel anything in my body. Anytime, if you ask yourself right now, what's the sensation in my body? And if you come back with, I don't really feel anything, Kendall. I'm just listening to you blab this morning, half asleep, laying here on my pillow. Okay, great. Still, I want you to go further into that, and I want you to feel the pillow against your cheek, if that's the case. Feel the bed beneath your body. Feel the seat that you might be sitting in. Feel, if you're drinking coffee, feel the warmth of the coffee. Start there, and then bring yourself even more into your body. Because what we do is we block, much like this person, the client that I'm talking about, the blocking of, I don't really feel anything. If you're not feeling something in here, and I mean in here, body-wise, then you're detached from your body. So, for example, I'm gonna share an intimacy here with everybody. So, recently I was having some fantastic sex, and I've been very, very shut down in my sex, to put it mildly, to the point that I've been struggling, sexually speaking, because of events that have taken place over the last year. I've felt constriction in my chest, in my heart, and I've had, if I feel something, it's been fear to open up and fully allow myself to feel, to fully allow myself to feel emotionally, to fully allow myself to feel physically, which basically what that does in a sexual aspect when we have that kind of constriction that I'm talking about, it prevents us from really tapping into our turn on, tapping into our creative energy, and tapping into our emotion and our, the big awesome O word here, orgasm. So we can't really fully taste what we don't allow ourselves to surrender to. So surrender is the key to the whole process. But unfortunately, sometimes we have things that happen in life that shut us down. Whether it can be traumatic experiences, like the loss of somebody in our life. Maybe it's an actual accident. Maybe it's a sexual trauma. Maybe it's an emotional trauma. Maybe it's some sort of combination of that. Sometimes the trauma happens because we're not physically stable. So maybe there's stuff going on with our work. Maybe there's stuff going on with our health. All of this stuff impacts us and makes us kind of shut down and constrict. So I've been in this state of constriction for a good, like 8 months, 8, 9 months, something like that. I don't know, who's counting? And what I experienced recently was a true blessing, and it was of like opening up. So as that surrender and just that commitment to actually go in and experience and feel and just say fuck it, basically. Fuck it, I'm gonna feel. Fuck it, I'm moving through this. Fuck it, I'm going to allow my chest to open. I'm going to allow my body to open. I'm going to allow my mind to shut the fuck up in this moment. And I'm going to get body centered. And what that means is back to the sensation, right? So if you go back to that body centeredness, that embodiment, what happens is you end up opening up your emotions and you open up your physical experience. And what are we all so scared of? We're scared of opening up our physical experience. We're scared of opening up our emotional experience because we don't want to get hurt. We don't want to have, pain happen. So we don't want to risk it, right? And we have to risk it because we're breathing. We woke up. Life is a risk. There's, if you're awake, you're risking it. If you're sleeping, you're risking it. Lightning could strike, whatever. As long as we're breathing, we are risking every single moment. There's no such thing as a guarantee. And it kind of seems silly to, even though I'm guilty of it myself, to shut down and constrict and try to prevent ourselves of that true feeling, that true embracing of life and the beauty, the essence of life, even though it might be a fleeting moment, even though it might not be long lasting, or even though we might have a good moment followed up with what we perceive as a bad moment. None of how we perceive it, how we label it really ultimately matters. To live truly an orgasmic, blissed out life means to surrender to the process of life, to surrender to the life experience, and that means to become embodied in ourselves as fully as possible. And that comes back to what's the sensation going on in your body in this moment? What are the feelings that you're having in this moment? And if you're constricting in any way, like this particular client or like I was, and I still am in lots of different ways. Because we all suffer from this constriction, and really examine this. And I would say constriction because if maybe you don't feel like you're constricting in your heart, but maybe you feel a lot of stress in your shoulders or in your neck. Maybe your lower back is killing you. Maybe you have intestinal issues, gut problems going on. And here's the wisdom of the body coming at you. Our body tells us where we're constricting and tries to give us keys as to what we're actually holding there. If we don't tap in and pay attention to those messages of the body, then what happens is we build up an armor around ourselves, preventing us from fully feeling anything, from preventing us from fully feeling anything. And guess what? We don't get to experience the good and not experience the bad, and block out the bad without blocking out the good. So there's the message, the true message of the day that I want you to really pay attention to is that, I think we get really caught up because we don't honor our anger. We don't honor our sadness. We don't honor these negative emotions. We try to shame ourselves for even having them. We refer to it as, that's bad. I shouldn't do that. I don't want to, I don't want to let this out. Blah, 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 blah. I know that I'm very guilty of that. It's the whole thing of not wanting to show what we perceive as our weakness. And it's only a weakness if you allow it to control you. But it's not, and that your ego grabs a hold of you and runs with you. And here's the thing, if you're not experiencing that, then your ego has you anyway. Because if your ego is telling you, don't feel anger because anger's bad. Don't feel depressed because depression's bad. Don't feel worry, don't feel anxiety because those are bad feelings. Well, you're going to dip down into them. If you allow yourself to go, no, I can't. You're trying to control basically a monster now inside of yourself, and it's going to build. So it's better to experience them softly by writing it out, by vocalizing it to a friend, or just vocalizing it to God. I mean, I do that a lot in the car. I have these arguments, conversations with God in the car where I'm just expressing myself, expressing heart, expressing emotion, good, bad, or in between, doesn't much matter, but just letting it out. And the more you can let out those negative feelings, guess what happens? It keeps you open to receive the positive feelings. And isn't that what we all want? We want to receive love. We want to receive joy. We want to receive connection. We want to be happy. And if we really truly want to be happy, that means that we need to embrace all of us, whether it is the light or the dark, does not matter. Just embrace yourself, love yourself, laugh at yourself, enjoy yourself, and notice where you're carrying that restriction, that constriction, because that's what it is. It's constriction that is restricting you from fully receiving all the blessings that you possibly can. And those blessings come in so many different ways, but you don't really get to fully experience the blessing if you're not willing to tap into yourself and open up and say, I feel, I have emotions, I have physical sensation in my body, I can experience life. So, how are you experiencing life? That's what I want you to think about this morning. How did you wake up? What was the mood that you were in? If you woke up in a crappy mood, right now is your opportunity to embrace a different mood. Right now is the time to set the stage for a different mood. If you're bogged down by worry, by stress, maybe you've got some anger going on in your life. Maybe you feel empty and lost. Right now is the moment that you can make the choice to choose how your day is going to go, because it's your attitude that's going to bring you through the day. And whatever you choose in your attitude right now is what you're going to end up getting that ripple effect of for the rest of the day. So really pay attention to that, because it's a hell of a lot harder and really kind of a waste of time if you try to change your attitude at 3 o'clock this afternoon when you had the perfectly good opportunity to take hold and say, hey God, this is what I want for my day today. I want my day to be blah, 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 blah. And how you do that is, yes, you're going to get tired of me saying this, but come back to gratitude. Come back to appreciation. That is one of the most key factors to really getting shit going in your day and having a good starting day. Come at your day from what you're appreciating. Bring joy into your life. Focus in on the beauty, the blessing that you have, even if you have to start with, I have air in my lungs. I'm awake. I have, internet on my phone. I have this, I have that, I have a roof over my head. You know, look at the things from yesterday. If today is feeling kind of negative, but yesterday was a great day, then really get in gratitude for every little thing you possibly can for yesterday, and set the tone with positive affirmation gratitudes for today. Today, I am grateful for blah, 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 blah. What do you want to experience today? State it. Say it loud, say it proud, say it bold. Get right with that and start to feel it in your body, because the more you can attach to that gratitude, the more you attach to love, the more you attach to worthiness, and the more you open up your beautiful heart so that you can receive more blessings in your life. So, okay, guys, I'm going to finish my cup of coffee and probably sneak off to bed again, I guess. I don't know, drink coffee, go to bed, whatever. It doesn't matter. So if I said anything that was helpful in my half awake state here, please hit the little share button below. Everybody who's on here still, thank you very much for being on here still. Everybody who popped in and said good morning to me this morning, thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. And anybody who listens later in the day, I hope you have a fantastic day and that you take this to heart as well. Find that gratitude. Allow yourself to really enjoy your life and tap into the feeling. So, and hit the share button. Hit the share button. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.